About 2 months from now, in the center of campus at California Lutheran University, the newest attraction is scheduled to open its doors to welcome students, staff, and guests. The Ullman Commons is a state-of-the-art LEED certified building which will serve as an upgrade to the current cafeteria and boasts new seating, upgraded food, and a fully functional Starbucks coffee shop. But as you look around, new buildings aren't the only sign of growth on campus. Tonight, we'll take a look at the expansion of CLU's campus and its population. At the end of the academic corridor, and at the heart of campus where the Student Union building once stood, is the site of what will now be the center of CLU. The new dining commons comes at a time when the campus community could use it the most. With outdated equipment and expensive upkeep, the current cafeteria can only accommodate for a limited number of students and offers a limited selection of foods.
We're very excited about the immediacy of being able to provide top-notch food with all the different stations that have been implemented, all the different options that will be possible. And on top of that, bringing a world-class coffee venue like Starbucks onto the campus, further creating that center for where people to go, but plus having that level of quality food on campus is an exciting component for us also.
One of those in charge of making this project happen is Associate Vice President of Facility Operations and Planning, Ryan Van Omeren.
And this facility will be open longer hours.
Okay. How are you associated with Ullman Commons?
I started in 2000. There was talk of building a new dining commons almost immediately when I got here. So in around 2012, we hired an architect, settled on a design vision, and started construction summer of, 2012, I guess, and obviously finishing construction right now.
So explain to us right now just where we are.
All right. So we came in through here. At this point, a student coming in would have a choice of our brand new salad bar with many different options. We have the pizza kitchen over there.
It's hard to imagine that a year ago, this job site was nothing more than a pile of dirt. After the demolition of the Student Union building in November 2012, the construction plan was taken off track because of rain delays and other unforeseen circumstances. However, Ryan says that everything is currently on track and that the building will be finished by July.
The construction itself has gone longer than how we would have planned it. The original plan was that we would start in November after that demolition. It did take us roughly a month longer to get our permits than what we had planned for, which happens.
What feature of the Commons do you think will be the most attractive to students?
I think that patio on the second floor of the Commons that looks right out onto the spine that's there, and the ability for a student to have lunch and then connect with a friend that may be walking down will be very appealing to both the people that are eating and the people that are walking by.
When you look around, the biggest change you're most likely to notice is the construction site at the heart of campus. That's mostly because it's the only construction project taking place right now. But if you take a look at the numbers, you'll see that the student population is growing as well. With the number of total undergraduates increasing just under 24% since 2008, it's important to take into consideration the increasing demands of the student population. When thinking about expanding the campus, do you take into account the continued growth of the student population?
Oh, yes, absolutely. In all of our construction, not just the dining commons, we're very aware of the growth in the student body. The dining commons itself, I mentioned a lot of the growth that we've had has been in commuter students. And so we took great efforts to make sure that the dining commons was commuter friendly also.
So over the last 5 years, CLU has grown approximately in terms of undergraduate student body, about 10 to 15% has been the total amount that it's grown at the undergraduate level, including freshmen and transfer students.
Michael Elgarico is the Director for Undergraduate Admissions and has been at CLU for 3 years. What are your projections for the growth of CLU in the next few years?
Sure. So in terms of the popularity of the university and fundamentally how we've emerged is the idea that as we've reached out to more students have learned about Cal Lutheran in terms of its ability to provide a great undergraduate education for students. I would say in terms of our projection over the next few years, we don't anticipate too much of growth at the undergraduate level.
What would you say the future of CLU looks like?
The future of CLU is looking like it will continue to grow as an institution in terms of its academic offerings for the undergraduate population. I think it will continue to diversify its resources in terms of the way we're able to provide the infrastructure that allows students to be successful, whether it's in our facilities or in our extracurricular programming. And I think ultimately it will be a much more prominent regional presence in terms of the peer and aspirant institutions that we are competing against here. So that's where I see it, I'd say, in the next 5 to 10 years.
CLU student body president and current senior Andrian Doyan has seen many changes over the course of his time as a student.
I would say even though CLU is growing population-wise, they are still maintaining small class sizes by either opening up more sections of the class or hiring on adjunct faculty. And in my opinion, I think that that still allows for a very intimate learning experience at CLU. I would say when it comes to new buildings, having state-of-the-art equipment for our academic buildings are crucial. I think that they help us grow in the programs that we can offer on campus. I think they help us grow in the kind of experiences that we can offer students. So in both of those regards, I think that it's imperative to have those kinds of buildings and those resources and facilities on campus.
Do you think CLU is becoming more competitive?
I think CLU is inevitably going to be more competitive simply because of the fact that we continue to raise the academic standard for the students who are interested in the university. We continue to offer programs that are popular for students. So when you have a limited supply, you're going to generate that inevitable demand. And I think that's going to be where we find ourselves years down the road as we offer programs that are interested in a range of different majors, from exercise science to communications to psychology and education. Those are fields of interest. And the more that students want to do that, and the fact that we don't have so much of the grandiose space to offer and kind of accommodate all those students, yes, you're going to have to have a more competitive environment in that regard.
I really hope to see this project become the center of campus and really be the heart of campus. Much like a kitchen is the heart of a home, and no matter what happens in a dinner party or a family gathering, people cluster together in that kitchen because that's where the food is and that's where the intimacy is. I would like to see that dynamic occur on our new Ullman Commons.